It's Vice President Kamala Harris speaking to students at an October 12th Fight for Our Freedoms College Tour event at the North Las Vegas campus of the College of Southern Nevada.
And the outcome of this will impact not only the person you're sitting next to, but very likely will impact people around the world. And therein lies your power, to potentially have an impact on people you may never meet. People who may never know your name, but because you chose to lead, will be benefited by your actions. And so I will leave you with that, which is know your power and use it. And thank you all. Thank you.
For WCPT 820 and Heartland Signal, I'm Andy Miles.
The price of meat has been skyrocketing at the supermarket. So what will you do for your barbecue? 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Today is the last day of the Prime House Direct gigantic prime steak, chicken, seafood truckload sale. 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. At Menards, 2700 Lake Cook Road, Long Grove.
Look for the big truck.
And the big tent. 20 ribeyes, just $39.99. Cases of fillets, New York strips, Delmonico's, boneless chicken breast,
And even large shrimp.
with wholesale boxes of individual prime portions, vacuum sealed for long freezer life. Accepting cash, credit, debit card, and EBT. Check out Prime House Direct on Facebook. Stop by and register to win our $1,000 Prime Steak Chicken, Pork, and Seafood package, along with a free freezer. No purchase necessary. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. At Menards, 2700 Lake Cook Road, Long Grove.
Today is the last day.
8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. Online at theprimehousedirect.com.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
The following program, Collaboration Radio, is sponsored by Collaboration and, to the extent applicable, their guests. The views and opinions expressed therein do not necessarily reflect those of NewsWeb Radio Company or its management.
Hello, and welcome to Collaboration Radio at the intersection of art, activism, and social change. So here's the thing. Y'all know that was DJ Lady D. You've been with us for several weeks at this time, and right now we have like the most bombest in-studio guest, and we're trying to get this technology together because this is live, baby, live. We are live. Thank you for joining us at Collaboration Radio on WCPT 820 AM, Chicago's progressive talk radio, and also streaming live on Facebook. Hi, Facebook.
Hey, Facebook.
And WCPT.com. And we are also available on your Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. Hey, YouTube. And everywhere else you get your digital content. I am the Carla Stillwell, and I am here with the
Sandra Delgado.
That's right. Hello, girl, she's here.
But I am a Chicago girl, so you can call me Sandra.
Sandra.
Yeah, that's right. And those were the sounds of the supreme DJ Lady D. Let's do this, Miss Stillwell.
Okay, no, I have to now. You did the Chicago thing because you're Sandra, so I'm Carla or Carla, depending on whether you are black or white. I've been Carla or Corla. That's what it is. We are your host here on Collaboration Radio, where you will be able to catch us every Saturday at 4 p.m. for the foreseeable future, or as long as there is injustice in the world. Henry has his headphones on. That means we are set Henry, our engineer, the best head of hair in radio, ladies, and germs. The best.
It's beautiful. What a compliment.
And on this episode, our special guest is, and I have never met you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Satya Chávez.
That's right. Hello, hello.
Satya is a Chicago-based queer Latina multidisciplinary artist whose work as a composer, actor, musician, director, and music director has been developed and produced across the country.
That's
so
right.
Excited.
Very exciting.
Satya is taking over the world.
World domination.
One theater company at a time. I'm coming for you. No one is safe.
I'm here for it. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Feel free to jump into the shenanigans.
Oh, I'm so shenanigans forward.
Camera.
Oh, yeah?
They can see ya. So be involved in the nananans, as I like to call them.
The nananans. Is that like nananana?
Yes, because I'm 12 years old on the inside, and I will. My soft squishy center is about 7, maybe 8. How old are you on the inside, Satya?
I think probably about 87.
Oh wow, you're like ancient on the inside.
I think so. Everyone's always told me I'm an old soul.
My goodness,
old soul. I am so happy to be here today as a guest co-host, sitting in Anthony Mosley's chair today.
Hey, Anthony.
Anthony Mosley, who is down in Austin at Austin City Limits as the MC of Austin Kitty Limits. So I get to be here this afternoon, and I am just so thrilled to have Satya here. We met doing a show at the Goodman last year.
That's right.
It once happened at the Romance Depot off of I-87 in Westchester.
Oh my
Is that
God,
right?
way to remember the entire title. Gina Femio would be so proud.
That's funny.
We called it Romance Depot for short.
Romance Depot.
Yeah. That was probably one of the most fun I've ever had, and most fun experiences I've ever had in a theatrical development process. It was
so great.
A dream.
And the Goodman should have done that show, but that's a discussion for another day.
And that's the tea, the whole tea and nothing but the tea.
Oh, out here doing brown art, having it ignored. Brown out being ignored. Da, 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 da. Collaboration Radio is sponsored by the Joseph and Bessie Feinberg Foundation and donors and members like you. I'm looking in cameras. Email.
Oh, these are the cameras.
Yes. Email radio@collaboration.org or go to our website at www.collaboration.org to learn more. Today's episode is also sponsored by AV Chicago, Chicago's leading provider of AV production and event management services. How old is Collaboration, Sandra Delgado?
Collaboration is a 27-year-old nonprofit. And I'm a founding company member.
Been here the whole
27
time.
years. That is so scary. 27 years. Yes.
That's
27-year-old nonprofit whose mission is to build knowledge and empathy, dialogue and action around oppression and inequity through live theater, film, and now radio, that leverage the power of storytelling and community to cultivate positive social change. So,
last week,
yes,
I don't know if you all heard. If you didn't, please go to YouTube and watch. We had the theater school at DePaul's Dean Martine Green Rogers, Dr. Dean, Dr. Martin, she's my dean, here, and we had one of our light members, Sanaya Asalam, who was phenomenal. She sang. We love this live music and this live performance. In studio next week, we have the chair of Shy Arts, the theater department's chair, and an Impact company member, one of my mentees. I raised this girl.
Oh,
Lauren Wells, man. They are doing a show by Idris Goodwin called Black Academics.
Oh, amazing.
It opens tomorrow, so they will be here next week with a scene. And like you've had Collaboration for 27 years. I was with Impact 22 seasons.
Wow.
When I got there, the company was 5 years old. I was there for 22 seasons in 2018 when I left. And it's still my creative home, so that's my film.
And Impact is who's producing Black Academics?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, so we'll have more details about that. Shameless plug time. Shameless plug time.
Yes.
My shameless plug is from one of our friends and supporters, Rachel Zola. She is doing a show at Theater Y next week on the 21st at 2 p.m. Her show is Late, a Love Story. You can get tickets at, TheaterYTicketLeap.com. So apparently Rachel just walks places. Like she walks, like literally, like she's a walker, like that guy that walked across the United States.
Yes,
like
walk across America.
Yeah, so she's one of these walkers. So she's going on another walk across, like she's walking for miles and miles through states out west. So she's doing her one woman show before like this long walk
she's doing.
I'm like, this is like I don't want to walk to the Uber. Like I get winded going to the bathroom. So so if you get to go to the Theater Y website and check that out.
Now my shameless plug, save the date, y'all. December 8th. The Sandra Delgado experience. Yes.
Oh my God, I've never been to the Sandra I don't know how to say it with an American accent. The Sandra Delgado experience, everyone. Yes. I've always wanted to go.
Oh, it's an experience, girl.
It is.
I've been there.
I mean, Sandra is the experience. I feel like I get to experience it every day I see her.
Oh my goodness, thank you. So for those of you who don't know me and what I'm about, I'm a writer and an actor. I'm a singer, and the Sandra Delgado experience is my song and story project. And on December 8th, I'm partnering with my artistic home, Collaboration. It's an official Collaboration House of Belonging event. It's going to be at Epiphany Center for the Arts. We're going to have a really, really great time. It's songs and stories, joy, connection. We are going to get to know each other better. We're going to have a good time. We're going to dance. And all the info is coming your way this week, so you can get those tickets before they are sold out.
And we will make sure that stuff is available on collaboration.org.
That's
website. Right. Satya, shameless plug time. Shameless plugs. Shameless.
We got some plugs.
Yes.
Let me get my list out because I'm on camera.
Shenanigans.
Just kidding. So I think the most shameless, most recent plug is Bernarda. That's happening at with Teatro Vista at Steppenwolf in the 1700 space. It opens the 22nd of this month, next week, just a week from tomorrow. It opens. That's totally wild. I'm the composer on it, composing an original score for the show. But it is a play based on, it's an adaptation of Lorca's Casa de Bernarda. And it is stacked with Latine ladies and ladies, and it is a dream process, a dream team, a very exciting show, a very exciting piece of new theater, and you should all check it out at Steppenwolf.
I am so excited for the show. Teatro Vista is my other artistic home. I've been with Teatro Vista for, oh my gosh, close to 20 years maybe?
Oh my God. Those are the homies.
Yeah, no,
the
they really, really are.
Legends.
And I mean, this Bernarda by Emilio Williams, directed by co-artistic director Wendy Mateo.
That's
Actually,
right.
Previews start on the 18th.
That's right.
So you can be amongst the first to see it on the 18th, and it is starring as Bernarda, the icon, the one, the only.
Oh my
Charin
God,
Alvarez.
Charin.
And I know those tickets are flying out the door. So
oh my God, the first weekend's like sold out already or something like that. Yeah.
So we're gonna get a little sneak peek at some of the music a little later. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, not even a little later. What we are going to do, we're going to be shameless for a couple of more minutes, but we want to do we're focusing.
Oh, we're focusing in. Okay.
We're going to focus in. We're going to get to know Satya deeply in your music and your work. So you are the star.
Oh my God, not me.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting next to the Sandra Delgado of the Sandra Delgado Experience.
It's too much. It's too much cuteness in the room. If you are listening, you cannot see the cuteness, but I hope you can hear. That's how I feel right now. Also,
oh my God, Sandra, stop it.
This is what happens. I'm getting hot. Too cute. So, Collaboration also has our Utopian Ball coming up. It is our annual gala fundraiser, November 11th.
I'm co-chairing this year.
Yeah, you are co-chairing this year with Linda Karn.
Yes.
And we are going to eat really well. We're going to dress up and be quite gorgeous.
Yes.
We're going to have lovely entertainment. And my favorite part is we're going to have an open bar.
MC'd by Melissa Dupre.
MC'd by Melissa Dupre.
Exciting.
And really, the food is going to be so good.
Oh, God.
The menu. The tasting. We were at the tasting. Carla is just, yeah.
It's so good. So,
wait, do we get a sneak preview of like what's on the menu? No, it's a surprise.
Ooh.
Listen, this is okay. So a couple of weeks ago, I got on my little thing about my rules for galas and events.
Carla knows what she's doing.
So there are things you just don't do.
Oh,
no shellfish.
okay, fair.
No nuts.
Okay, risky. So I get it.
And no chicken.
Oh,
Thank you.
plot twist.
Yeah, no chicken.
No, why?
Because you're paying $250 for a ticket.
Because,
you don't want
listen.
chicken. You don't
Oh, I
want
see.
chicken.
Chicken spotted with a barrel.
And chicken it gets dry. It's common.
Yeah.
So there's a whole
it's too common. It's too basic.
too common. It's too basic. It's a whole beef, salmon kind of situation.
Muy elegante.
It's very
Muy elegante.
the vegan options are veganing.
Okay, they're veganing.
The vegan is veganing.
It's veganing.
The vegan desserts are desserting. Because I think about these things.
Yeah. Are they gluten free also?
Oh,
Are
my
we taking care of the
Yes. Come on.
Yes, come on. Do you see this? This is a girl that enjoys her food. Okay, enjoy my food. So
Me too. Game respect game.
there it is. So go to our website www.collaboration.org and get those tickets, and also just go become a member.
Come on,
you like
just
us.
do it.
Just do it.
$1 a month.
Just
It can be-
$1.
Or $5 or $1,000 a month. Whatever. Just become a member.
Yeah, don't limit yourselves.
Just so you don't have to wait till Saturday at 4 p.m. to hear me or Anthony Mosley or any of our lovely guests tell you what's going on. You just go see and be a member and get emails and know what's going on in the world.
That's right.
Oh, well, with all that said,
Okay, yeah, deep breaths.
it is time. I love music. I love music so much. I'm so happy. There's instruments. There's mixing boards.
Yes.
There's microphones.
Y'all don't even know. You don't even know
If
what
you
is
are
about to
not
happen
watching,
in here.
it is so exciting to me. And also, if you are able, you can call in and ask Satya some questions. You can call us at 773-763-WCPT. That's 773-763-9278. If you have any questions or things you want to share with us, and I'm going to turn it over to Sandra because this is her homie.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So today's artist spotlight is the Satya Chavez.
Wait, I need a Satya Chavez experience to be like the sister show to the Sandra Delgado experience.
Okay, it's happening.
It's done. It's done.
Delgado experience.
Spoken word into the universe is a powerful thing.
Oh my God, so put together the Satya Sandra Delgado Chávez experience.
Okay, yeah, I like that a lot.
I can actually see the logo.
It's a lot
like
of S's.
that.
I can see the S's
and
the CD.
Yeah, SS thoughts already. It's writing itself.
SSCD, let's do it.
So let me tell you all a little bit about our special guest. So Satya's border play, Refuge, co-created with Andrew Rosendorf, received an NNPN Rolling World Premiere, an Edgerton Foundation New American Play Award, a Venturous Theater Fund grant, and a MAP Fund grant. That is a big deal. That MAP Fund?
Yes, child. Everybody don't get that.
Yeah. It has been produced at Curious Theater, where it received a True West Award. Theo Ubike, did I say that right?
I think they just go by Theo now.
Theo?
I think because of this reason.
Because of this reason, yeah, okay. Theo Ubike. They do amazing work. The play won a non-equity wing Jeff Award for Best Original Music in a Play by who? By Satya. Best Ensemble and Artistic Specialization. Was also produced at Unicorn Theater and Theater Lab FAU. We are not done. They've also composed an original score for and performed in Where Did We Sit on the Bus? This glorious show, a one-person live looping musical by Brian Quijada, produced at Actors Theater of Louisville, where it was Drama League Award nominated, Cleveland Playhouse, Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center, Marin Theater Company, and DCPA.
Come on.
Coming out
That's right.
in spring of 2024.
That's right. And maybe there's a surprise Chicago production coming up in the spring as well.
Surprise! You heard it here first. Keep an eye out for that. This is a remarkable show and a great show if you have children to bring them to.
Oh, yeah.
So great. At Seattle Children's Theater with Idris, right?
Yes,
we were just talking about Idris. At Seattle's Children's Theater, Satya is the first artist in residence where they developed the live looping TYA, Theater for Young Audiences musical, Seattle History Remix.
It's the remix.
With Idris Goodwin. And additionally, their TYA musical, Brighter Futures, co-created with Gabe Ruiz, a Teatro Vista company member, and Jay Godwin, is premiering at Paramount Theater in Aurora this winter. Commissioning institutions include Paramount Theater, Theater Square, Seattle Children's Theater, Curious Theater, and Actors Theater of Louisville. Chavez is also an inaugural recipient of the Jeff Impact Fellowship. So that just happened last week.
Yeah.
We're still not done.
Oh,
There's
my
more,
God.
and then we're going to turn it over. As an actor, their work has been seen on the stages of the Goodman Theater, the Denver Center for Performing Arts, Alabama Shakespeare Festival, Dallas Theater Center, Cleveland Playhouse, John F. Kennedy Center, Eugene O'Neill Center, Theater Center, Actors Theater of Louisville, Marin Theater Company, South Coast Rep, and more. We weren't kidding. Taking over the country one theater at a time.
No one is safe. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Satya.
Come
The
on.
shenanigans.
Come on.
Listen, this is my question I have to ask, and I get to ask it because we only have like artistic superheroes that have swooped in to the show. Like, what is your origin story? Like, how do we get this resume?
Yes.
What is your like Marvel, like when the movie starts?
The people want to know.
The people need to know
Yeah.
your superhero origin story.
Yeah, I mean, I think the origin story is, imagine a 5-year-old little girl watching the movie Selena starring my first crush, Jennifer Lopez. And wanting to become a pop star. And being so lucky to have parents, but specifically a father, who had given up his dreams in music for all the reasons his generation did. And so he built the Ark, and our Ark was a music studio in our house.
Wow.
And so we started recording music, his music, only songs he wanted, I'm not bitter about it. It's fine.
His original music?
His original music,
Wow.
music, religious music, like whatever projects he'd signed up for. He was also a band promoter, so he just like really got himself immersed in the music scene to learn as much as he could for his daughter who wanted to do it.
Right.
And so imagine my origin story, maybe it's my villain origin story, I don't know, is, 8-year-old little Satya in the recording studio on a school night up until like 3 a.m, recording harmonies ad nauseum until they were perfect. Very grumpy, very angry, just wanting to go to bed, but the harmonies needed to be perfect. So that is my childhood. That was my origin story. And then I got introduced to theater when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. And then I got introduced to composing when I was in college, and I started a cappella groups. And then I just kept saying yes to things, completely terrified and leaning into the fear of no one knows what they're doing. None of us know what we're doing. We're just going for it, and we're learning on the way, learning on the journey, right? So I just keep saying yes to things, and that's kind of what has led me to this moment in time where I'm composing a score for a play, sitting next to a sound designer, the incredible Steph Senior, teaching me the ropes in that world, and now I want to dabble in sound design, and you're hearing it here first. So if you're looking for a sound designer composer, hit me up because it's my new favorite thing to do right now.
Wow.
But yeah, so when someone gives me an opportunity to make art and make music, I just say yes and figure it out on the way.
That's Shonda Rhimes' whole book.
Is it really?
Yeah, that was her book she wrote.
What an
was about
icon.
Just say yes.
Just say
Just
yes.
say yes. Just like you
Trust
can do
yourself.
all of it.
Trust yourself.
Just say yes. Don't overthink it. Just say yeah.
I love that so much because I think as a culture, and I think sometimes as artists, we get so stuck into perfectionism.
Oh my God.
And wanting to know what it is right away.
Yeah.
And I think it
as
is...
artists, as women especially as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
The standards are different for us.
Yes.
Right.
And so one of my favorite things to say in a room is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that can be scary for people. So I love this, that you just say yes. And you're like, I'm going to be surrounded with good people and I am going to figure this out, and look at where it's taken you. I am so curious because Refuge seems like it's been such a big part of your journey and really opened up. I mean, you've been doing it everywhere, and I feel like it's going to continue to have a life. Can you tell us a little bit about that project?
Yeah. So why don't I tell you what it's about?
Yes, please.
Because it very much feels like it's in conversation with my origin story and my family's origin story. My father immigrated to this country, became a naturalized citizen. So for all intents and purposes, when people say do it the right way and all of that horrible language, he did. And that didn't stop him from being discriminated against at every turn. But he immigrated into this country during the 70s and was a migrant farm worker, came from very, very, very poor background, not just like humble beginnings, but like did not own clothes until he was old enough to recognize he was naked, right? Just very, very, very lacking. But you don't know that until you are made aware, until you've lived life and you look back and you realize. So it's not like he had a sad childhood.
Right.
But I have always had a passion to uplift a very specific voice, the voice of a very specific demographic, and that is not just Latinos, but undocumented migrants. And so Refuge is... I'll segue into a little music. Refuge. It's a play about a young Honduran migrant who makes her way to the U.S. with coyotes. And her coyotes abandon her in the desert, which is also a very common experience for migrants. And so she's lost in the desert, the southern Texas plains, hyperthermic, dehydrated, on the verge of death. She passes out on this white southern Texan rancher's land. And then him and this Mexican-American, lesbian, pregnant Border Patrol agent It's a lot of identities to wrap up in one character.
In Texas.
They have to decide whether or not to help her or deport her. And so I actually wrote my first song for this show. And it's the song I'm about to play. It's called The March of the Saguaros. And it uses saguaro cacti as a metaphor for all the migrants making their way to the U.S. step by step, paso a paso, seeking refuge. The saguaros of all ages look towards the sky and follow the stars above, a path that blazes, hoping to see a better tomorrow. Follow us through all these pages and listen to the tales the wind knows. Paso a paso se cruzaron por el paso. Paso a paso on this journey no one else knows. Los saguaros marcan paso, desfilan en caravana. Se cruzaron por el paso por solo buscar mejor mañana. Se encuentran en el desierto, no los desalienta nada. Paso a paso, respira porque puedes respirar aunque duele. Escucha los saguaros, sus historias de los muertos, sus memorias en tus huesos, que el mundo sigue girando. Respira porque cuentan en ti. Se cruzaron por el paso. Paso a paso, we are all one, somos uno.
So, here's the thing. So, you know, I don't know if you...
tears in my eyes.
If you have caught on, but I am very, very black. And the very blackest part of me wanted to do something that happens in black church, which is really just take off a shoe and just, like, how dare you sing like that in my presence? How dare you move me to the depths of my soul? I was not ready.
I told y'all.
Girl, I was about to be like, I need something to throw at her.
Here, I wore my sandals. Would you like one?
Oh, my God.
Thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you. My heart is beating so fast. I mean, the whole thing, and then to end it with, in light of everything that's been happening in the world,
right.
We are one, somos unos. I mean, thank you for that.
Don't we forget that so often?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that is absolutely what I'm grappling right now with, in terms of the state of the world and everything that's going on in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this whole message that so many religions across the board abide by, which is treat other people as you want to be treated, right? Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right.
That feels like the rule to live by, whether you believe in some kind of entity or not, and yet we forget that so quickly. Mm-hmm. We demonize, we animalize human beings, and I think that's very much what the purpose of refuge is to the show's completely bilingual. So you watch people navigate language in real time. And I think what you find yourself doing as you watch the play is like really putting yourself in someone else's shoes. And so it kind of like forces people to empathize with someone else's experience, because for the first time, for many theater goers that see it in their lives, they are in a situation in which they don't understand the language surrounding them. And they're forced to have to live that perspective of having, like, not feeling seen, not feeling heard, not feeling understood, and how do we see the humanity in others while we are experiencing that at the same time. So yeah, we are all one.
I'm so curious with that sort of show, what has been like, what is a memorable, maybe like post-show experience or something that has really surprised you as you've taken the show to different cities?
Okay, a couple of things. A couple of things come to mind. This is trigger warning. This is a bit traumatic. The first time we did this show in Colorado, one of our actors had a relative making this journey with coyotes to the U.S.
Wow.
And all of us as an ensemble were like every day following with bated breath of like, when are they here? Have you heard from them? And then one day we just stopped hearing from them. And then a week went by and we stopped hearing from them. And we didn't know, like her family had been sending money to this person to pay the coyotes, to pay for food and whatnot on this journey. And we had thoughts of like, oh, did they take the money and run? Were they did they make it? Are they alive? We had so many questions. And then one day finally we heard from them, and we heard about the most horrific experience that they had that was unfortunately like way too similar to the story that we were telling.
Wow.
And not to get like too graphic about the details, but they witnessed people dying on this journey of dehydration, of hyperthermia, which is when it's so hot.
Right.
And they got caught by some crooked Border Patrol agents who they then had to pay off. And so they were hidden in like a storage tank unit, like a pod, essentially, right?
God.
And they had no food and water for days. And then finally they paid off the Border Patrol agents enough to guide them to safety. And then they made it. And then this individual came and saw our play.
Oh my goodness.
And it broke me, which is like the most privileged thing to experience in that moment as a theater maker, artist, actor who makes plays for a living, who has had every privilege that this country can provide. I all of a sudden felt like I wasn't doing enough, that I wasn't looking out for the community enough, especially those who experience that, who have experienced it, or who know people who have experienced, who are coming to see this show. Like, after that experience, all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but I made a lot of phone calls the next day, and we started stacking the show with trigger warnings, stacking the show with language that, like, at the top of our show encourages people to step out for water if they need water, that encourages people to seek out the resources. We provide resources to help fund and support these communities. We go the extra mile to collaborate with local organizations with each stop that this play makes. And so, for whatever reason, when you asked what's something that stands out, that will forever stand out to me. It changed my life. It changed the way I make theater. It changes the way I think about theater. And it also, like, reaffirmed who I make theater for.
Yes.
And so, like, which leads me to my other thought, which is over the course of developing this play, obviously, predominantly white institutions are the ones that are both funding and helping develop. And while I am so grateful for so many reasons that we have had that support from these organizations, often I was met with the resistance to the show being completely bilingual without subtitles. right?
Right.
So like, yeah. So, and while there wasn't resistance to letting that be the case, there was always so much concern about like, but is the Spanish legible for English speakers, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, will English speakers understand the Spanish? How do we sprinkle in enough English? We should do that thing that Latin American theater does, which is if you say something in Spanish, immediately repeat it in English, right? Like that's
I'm assuming you didn't do that.
We don't do that at all. We don't do that at all. Yeah. I mean, what? You see operas left and right, and there are no subtitles.
And that is the point. So, ladies and gentlemen, my soapbox. I have been sitting through Western-ish my entire life.
Yes.
I have seen many operas in Italian. I speak English. That is it. That is all. I cannot. I don't speak any other language. But the journey that we people of color have to go on is the emotional thread. What am I seeing happen? And how do I connect it? And my Saltine American brothers and sisters have not been asked to sit in that seat. You'll get it.
Yeah.
You will see, like,
we have been conforming to your art forever.
Trust yourself. Trust us.
Yeah. If I have one more conversation with an American about, but I don't like going to that nail shop. I don't know what they're talking about. You don't need to know what they're talking about. They're not talking to your ass.
That's right.
They're not talking to you.
That's right.
Stop. To my English speaking, specifically Saltine American brothers and sisters, you don't need the subtitles.
You don't need them.
Because you don't need them. You didn't need them when you went to see Figaro or La Boheme. You didn't need it. You're not speaking that kind of Italian. You don't need it.
And also the beauty of this show is that we utilize so many different languages, right? There's the language of music, there's movement, there's puppets in the show as well.
Oh, I love a puppet.
Oh, yeah. We've been so lucky to have some amazing puppeteers design us some really spectacular puppets over the course of the years. So, so there are so many ways in which we hold our audiences, but we always preface the show. It's a pre-show speech that's built into the text itself. And we remind everyone that there are many languages in this play. Some you might know, others you may not. Pero si escuchas con tu corazón, if you listen with your heart, you will understand them all.
See, I heard heart. I knew that word.
Corazón.
Yes, I know that word.
Henry knew it too.
Yes.
That's right. Corazón. Listen to your heart when it's calling to you.
Speaking of corazones, why don't we get into Bernarda? Yeah. So Bernarda is this new adaptation of Lorca's House of Bernarda Alba, which people know. It's a classic. Reimagined by Emilio Williams, and it's being produced by Teatro Vista. Preview start October 18th.
That's right.
At Steppenwolf. And I'd love to hear how you got involved in the project, what your process has been. I want to like the first song you wrote. I have so many other questions.
Yeah, I mean, I got involved because Wendy Mateo and Lorena and I have been like itching for an opportunity to work together. So when they started thinking about making music for the show and they wanted to stack it with a bunch of femme energy, no shade, no tea, but they were like, we're done with the Quijadas. It's time for a Chávez season.
So the Quijada brothers, Marvin and Brian Quijada, brilliant artists. Marvin is a member of Teatro Vista, and Brian wrote Where Did We Sit on the Bus, and also Somewhere Over the Border that Teatro Vista produced last year, and also just won a bunch of Jeffs as well.
Right.
And Marvin won a bunch of Jeffs.
Swept the Jeffs, really. But the floors were clean.
Enough of those boys. Enough of those boys.
So Wendy reached out and they had this vision for this play to be set a little bit in the future, be like a very modern adaptation. They're kind of calling it like the Kardashian version of Casa de Bernarda.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, it is giving Kardashians.
Oh,
it is giving opulence. It is giving. It's stunning. I'm in tech right now for it. I stepped away from tech just to be here with you guys today.
Yay. Jumped in a car from Lincoln Park to come up here to Jefferson Park to do the show with us.
That's right.
Love it.
And it's going right back to tech after this.
Yeah, exactly. So it was so exciting and inspiring to think of how might we honor the world of Lorca, honor Emilio and Wendy's vision of keeping it EDM, house, relevant, current, a little bit ahead in futuristic in nature musically. And also like navigating, what this play navigates is sensuality, but also the discord between generations and generations of women. And so what I've done with this music is I was inspired to have flamenco influence, which is 1930s Spanish influence, which is when this play was written originally.
Okay.
All things house pop, lo-fi synthy sounds meets there's a lot of classical influence as well, heavy on the cello in this show.
Oh, like it.
And I think to me that is Bernarda trying to like stay rooted in tradition. And what this play is about is a group of sisters with a matriarch that is Bernarda, who are forced to stay in their home. They are essentially locked up at home until they marry. And without spoiling the ending of the show, essentially all of these sisters fall in love with the same man. And they each express their sensuality. They're itching to express their sensuality throughout the course of the play, and they do it in their own unique ways. And unfortunately, because of that oppressive presence of Bernarda, they're not able to express that.
Right.
And unfortunately, the consequences are dire because of that. So there is so much rhythm, breath, guttural experience of what it is to be in love, to be a sexual being, to want to express yourself. It's very, in some senses, it's very Spring Awakening to me. You know, how like the music contrasts with the time period it's set in, but at the same time, like honors and highlights the honesty of what it is to be a sexual being in this world and in this time.
It's a becoming, right?
It's a becoming. It's a becoming. And so, I'm just here to cultivate the vibes. That's what I say in rehearsal all the time. I make the music, I cultivate the vibes.
Right.
And they have been working their little butts off to cultivate the most precious space. With the exception of Romance Depot with Sandra Delgado, I don't know that I've ever been a part of such a collaborative process in which every single day of the process has been a dream to come into the room. Yeah. And we keep saying, like, we almost don't want to share it.
Right.
Because the journey has been such a dream. You know, like, it's utopia, but it's also a completely lady and theydy cast and crew of artists, right? So it's Barbie world. It's girl world.
I love it.
There is peace and harmony in girl world, and so it's a dream. It's a dream, and I'm excited to share some music from it.
Come on,
let's get the vibe going.
Well, so all of the music in the show is pre-recorded.
Okay.
So rather than just hit play, I'm gonna perform some of it live, and so this is kind of a live adaptation of what I think is kind of becoming one of the theme song of the show.
Okay.
That you'll hear in snippets and sprinkles throughout the play. And maybe if I get my shit together, I'll have the full-fledged version recorded for that curtain call / maybe I drop it on Spotify.
Ooh. Got it.
Okay, so this song is called Tómame, which I translate to Drink Me.
Okay. That sounds
spicy.
Yeah, spicy.
A little spicy.
I like it.
Let me see how these levels are. You let me know if these levels are good. So I'm working on a looper here, and basically what I do is I record little snippets, and I will create full orchestrations based on small samples I'm recording.
Minor chords for me.
Get in there.
People don't understand what she just did with the vocalizations and those minor chords and the yodel. It's the yodel. Thank you, Satya.
So much.
Thank you.
I need that, on Spotify.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
This is what the people want.
This is what we want. Listen, we have got to get out of here. Unfortunately, I can't, because I could do this all day.
All day.
Me
Thank
too.
you so much
thanks for
for
having me. This
being
was so
here
fun.
with us. Collaboration Radio is supported by Social Innovation Group of Chicago. Social Innovation Group provides coaching, consulting, and training focused on the human side of enterprise. They service clients across a broad spectrum, from community-based collective impact groups to Fortune 500 companies. Social Innovation Group coaches leaders to transform their organizations into pockets of excellence that are radically inclusive and drive breakthrough performance. To learn more about Social Innovation Group and start a conversation about your needs, visit www.drmarcusrobinson.com. Wow, that's our show, y'all.
What a show.
This was great. Catch us live next Saturday at 4 p.m. Central. And our guest is Lauren Wells-Mann. You can also listen to the podcast at WCPT, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and all the stuffs. Thank y'all. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Thanks for joining